Here's the look at Nags Head, North Carolina, where you see some of these homes, as you can see, are built on stilts in order to withstand the flooding, but it doesn't look like some of these homes have any kind of sturdy foundation, regardless how those concrete pilings down into the sand and beyond are able to hold up those houses under normal conditions. That one is tilting there to the right of your screen. Goodness knows what is going to be the condition of that one on what would normally be pretty sturdy stilts to support a house. But when you're looking at a Category 1 hurricane coming ashore with continued pounding of waves and winds for quite some time, you got to wonder how safe these things are. Jeff Ranieri, our NBC meteorologist who joins me right now. You know, Jeff, these look scary at best, and there's got to be nobody inside them right now. I see no lights on in this still photo from AP.
Yeah, I mean, they do the best to kind of protect against these things, but, you know, in 2008, I covered Hurricane Ike in Texas, and sometimes, you know, you get those homes on stilts where they just get entirely knocked off the pilings because of a long duration wind event hurricane like we're seeing. This isn't just 2 hours of these winds we've had. If you're just tuning in right now, this is now about 6 hours of hurricane force wind gusts in the 70-mile-per-hour range right along Nags Head, also into Cape Hatteras. It's pretty relentless, and this is actually a small sampling of what we could see happen up the coastline. As we just heard from the National Hurricane Center, they're not going to waver on the Category 1 strength. They expect to keep this as we head into the next 72 hours. And Alex, right there, that's also another indication of the storm surge and how far it is moving into portions of the coastline. Right there, they could have had some motion of that storm surge of about 5 to 10 feet.
Hurricane Irene heads towards Virginia. 4 people were taken, and the East Coast was a solid wall of red hurricane warnings Saturday as Hurricane Irene lashed the North Carolina coast to begin what forecasters and authorities warned could be a catastrophic run north. The eye of Irene crossed the North Carolina coast near Cape Lookout about 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time. The U.S. National Hurricane Center said Virginia was in Irene's sights as it moved north-northeast along the coast, with the mid-Atlantic states next up Saturday night and New England on Sunday. The U.S. Homeland Security Secretary called Irene a large and dangerous storm and urged residents to take it seriously. Defense Secretary Leon Panetta, meanwhile, ordered 6,500 active-duty troops to prepare for orders to help with relief assistance. Another man was reported as missing after he either jumped or fell into the Cape Fear River in New Hanover. In Newport News, Virginia, high winds knocked a tree into an apartment complex, killing a boy believed to be 9 to 11 years old. Neighbors said a woman came out of the home screaming, "Where's my baby?" Winds howled through the power lines and felled trees. Rain fell in sheets, and some streets were flooded at daybreak on the North Carolina coast. At 10 a.m. Eastern Time, the wind was ripping siding and shingles off of homes and buildings. In Nags Head and Wilmington, the streets were empty, and the air was filled with the sound of pine trees cracking. Progress Energy, the local electrical utility, said at least 200,000 customers throughout coastal North Carolina were without power. A coastal town official in North Carolina said witnesses believed a tornado spawned by Irene lifted the roof off the warehouse of a car dealership in Belhaven and damaged a mobile home, an outbuilding, and trees. 6 homes were reportedly damaged by a apparent tornado. At 2 p.m. Eastern Time, Irene, packing 85 miles per hour sustained winds, was 70 miles west-northwest of Cape Hatteras and approximately 95 miles south of Norfolk, Virginia, demonstrating the unusually large size of the storm. A tropical storm warning was extended to the U.S.-Canada border. Tropical storm conditions had already spread well into coastal Virginia, Maryland, and Delaware. Another tornado ripped through the Sandbridge area of Virginia Beach, destroying 5 homes and damaging several others. The State Transportation Department closed 2 tunnels in Norfolk because of the threat of flooding. Dominion Virginia Power was reporting more than 320,000 power failures statewide. Meanwhile, New York preparations were well underway. Irene wasn't expected to reach New York until late Saturday. Ahead of its arrival, New York City ordered unprecedented evacuations and transit shutdowns. Staying behind is dangerous. Staying behind is foolish. And it's against the law, Mayor Michael Bloomberg said at a media briefing. The city's subway system closed at noon Eastern Time, an unprecedented shutdown due to natural causes. Bloomberg said the storm surge could be 4 to 7 feet, and he urged 370,000 people in low-lying areas to evacuate immediately. All told, some 2.5 million people have been ordered to leave up and down the East Coast, and it could affect 65 million people. In summer beach season, hundreds of thousands of residents and vacationers had fled from Irene's path. Supermarkets and hardware stores were inundated with people stocking up on food, water, flashlights, batteries, generators, and other supplies. Airlines canceled more than 8,000 flights over the weekend, and all 3 New York area airports were closed to incoming flights. President Barack Obama was briefed by the Federal Emergency Agency and the Department of Homeland Security. He said the storm could be extremely dangerous and costly for a nation that recalls the destruction in 2005, which took as many as 1,800 people and caused at least $80 billion in damage. And Hurricane Irene will be hitting New York City on the 6th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina, minus 1 day. The earthquake a few days ago, and then the hurricane, are warnings and the beginnings of sorrows. They are also more signs of the end times, transition days, a time of extraordinary changes, happenings, and events. Everything is connected, and everything is numbered. It's also called fate or destiny. What kind of world are we leaving to the future generations? Again, Mark chapter 13, verse 7. And when ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, be ye not troubled, for such things must needs be, but the end shall not be yet. 8. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be earthquakes in divers places, and there shall be famines and troubles. These are the beginnings of sorrows. Luke chapter 21, verse 34. And take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with partying and drunkenness and cares of this life, and so that day come upon you unawares. 35. For as a snare shall it come on all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth. 36. Watch ye therefore, and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that are coming to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. Revelation chapter 11, verse 14. The second woe is past, and, behold, the third woe comes quickly. 15. And the 7th angel sounded, and there were great voices in heaven, saying, The nations of this world are becoming the nations of our Lord and of his Christ, and he shall reign forever and ever. Yes, it's time for all prophecy to be fulfilled. The 4th angel is sounding,